Hi, and welcome to the Love Learns podcast. My name is Dionne Zara, just your average girl wishing to learn more about love and relationships. As a young girl, I always dreamt about my wedding day, and to be fair, I still do sometimes. With many couples around me, I quickly came to realise love isn't as straightforward as the movies make out. So I thought I'd have conversations with couples who made it past happily ever after to learn more about love. And when I say love, I don't mean like the movies and fairy tales, but I mean LOVE, learning to be open, vulnerable, and empathetic. So if you're ready to learn, unlearn, and discover love through couples, you're in the right place. Oh my gosh, it's the very first episode of the Love Learns podcast. I'm so excited that I finally get to release what I've been working on for the last couple of months. And I'm just super stoked that you guys get to be a part of it. First of all, let me introduce myself. I am Dionne Zara, your host with the mostest, I must say. But yes, I am Dionne, just as the trailer says. I'm an average girl. I'm currently studying to be a relationships counselor. And I've been on this journey of learning for about 2 years. But it started off with a personal development kind of situation. And from there, I've learned so much, so much. And it started with me being in a relationship and not really understanding if I was doing things right and if I was being too much, because I'd heard conversations, had conversations prior to that, but I never really took them to heart. So I think as I started to develop my relationship, I started to think, whoa, am I like, this doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like the movies. It doesn't feel like the glam and glorious days as you see on TV. So I was just like, what is going on? What am I doing wrong? So I started reaching out to friends who were married, just to get an insight on what they went through, how they coped with things, and just started to kind of have an idea of why that was the issue and why I was feeling the way I was feeling. So I was kind of getting counsel from them. After some time, I realized actually everyone's kind of saying the same thing, like your relationships are different. You just have to do what works for you. Just all these kinds of mixed messages. All these messages which were so against what Hollywood showed me. So I was like, also, why haven't I heard this? Like, why am I hearing this from all of you guys? And telling me relationships are work, telling me that relationship is like self-discovery. Well, like, why am I not hearing this on TV? And then they reminded me, that doesn't sell. The mess doesn't sell on TV. So you need to have the perspective of real life. And some people are willing to open up and let you know what their real life is. And I have been so blessed over the years to have friends, family, acquaintances who have been willing to allow me to record interviews with them and speak to them on a level to find out more about their relationships. And over time, I've realized this is gold, like absolute gold. And I need to share it with other people. And I need people to feel connected in their relationships, because I see relationships that have so much potential but end up failing just because of a little thing that they could have done differently. I always believe in like a 2% difference. I think things are perfect until 2%, you know, like there's always a little thing that you could tweak and it can bring something to life completely. And I just wanted to share it. So Love Learns is a podcast which speaks to realistic, normal life couples, married, who have gone through different situations. And each season, I will present a different situation. And for the very first season, I would like to announce our very first topic is going to be about long distance relationships. Yes, I said long distance relationships. Some may know it as LDRs. If you are familiar with long distance relationships, there's a whole community and stuff about it. But yes, long distance relationships. And I'll tell you why we start there. Long distance relationships have a very dear place in my heart because one, and it starts from a place where it's really personal actually. My mum and dad did long distance for a number of years, and I grew up in a house where long distance was normal. So from when I was born to now, in fact, my mum and dad have been doing long distance, but there was a break in between where my dad came to stay in London and work in London. So he was in the house for I think 12 to 15 years. I'm not too sure. Like I haven't worked it out in my head, and I'm not going to do the maths now, guys. But that's what I saw and that's what I knew, and it was quite normal to me, even though other people thought it was weird. But to me, it was my parents, and that's how they did their relationship. And I will have them on to give their own story, so that they can give you their point of view. And I'm 29, so you can imagine this was from when I was born. They were doing this when there was no WhatsApp, there's no FaceTime. It was letters and telephone calls, international telephone calls. So yes, I can't wait for them to explore their story and give wisdom on how they managed their love relationship. So yeah, I'm looking forward to them giving their own story. And secondly, when I was going through my last relationship, it was a long distance relationship, and I was in London, UK, and he was in Durban, South Africa. Hi to my Durbaners. So it was me learning whilst I was learning for my relationship, learning for me, and also learning about relationships. So it was a tricky time, but it was very much something that I was just like willing to learn about, because it fascinates me that people can even do it. I know it's doable because I've seen my parents do it, but when I was in the situation, I felt there was so many things that I needed to navigate, and I didn't know how to. So I needed to find someone who had done it. So I had conversations with numerous couples that I know, and I'm so thankful because God kind of put people in my life who had either done it before or had some experience with it or had an understanding of it. So it didn't feel like when I told people that my boyfriend's away, there was only a small percentage of people who would say, how do you know he's not cheating? Or what is your idea, like how does it work? What exactly? So there was not many people doubting my relationship. It was just me having conversations and asking questions, and the people that had done it before gave great advice, and then people who didn't understand, some of them were just open and was like, if you guys love each other and you have the same values, then cool, that makes sense. So yeah, it was a growing understanding, and it was a good relationship until COVID happened, and then everything kind of like just blew out of proportion. And I think that is also another topic that I need to bring up with one of the couples, so that they can also explain how they navigated through COVID, because I think that's a whole nother situation in itself. So yeah, we are going to have conversations about long distance. And if you are one of my couple friends and I haven't interviewed you yet, it's because I was working on season 1. So I will reach out to you and we will have conversations. Don't worry about it. I promise you. You're going to be on my podcast, but I just need to work on the first season. So if you have any nominations that you want to put through, I am more than happy for you to nominate a couple for me to interview or talk to on Instagram. On Instagram, if you go into our highlights, there is a part where you could just like click and type in the person's Instagram page or name from Facebook, and I can search them up or reach out to them and have a conversation with them to see if they're open to exploring their love story on this podcast. So I'm super, super excited to learn with you guys. As you know, I tend to call the people of this community lovely learners because I just think we're all here to learn, and there's so much knowledge in this world. And if we can all learn from each other, teach each other, that is the best way. And it's just, I feel like that's my way anyway. I learn from other people's experiences. I learn from stories. I love a good story time. So just those things are things that we can do together. And learning to me is the first step of building love, I think. Learning someone, understanding someone, those things all come together. So yeah, I'm super excited and can't wait for this to go out and for you guys to meet the first couple. It's funny how this has all come to play and everything is kind of just fitting in like a jigsaw puzzle. But yeah, learning to be open, vulnerable, and transparent. So we are going to do this, guys, and it's going to be me I'm also on this journey, so I am also going to give you guys openness from me, vulnerability from me, and empathy from me. I'm always going to try and come from that place so that no one feels like I'm above them, because I'm also learning. So just be open to whatever these couples say. They might not look like your relationship. They might not sound like your relationship. But I think we can all learn from anyone. We're all here and been put on this earth to learn and explore life. And I think if you're willing to explore life and willing to learn from others, you're in the right place. You're in the right community where we all learn together, grow together, discuss together. I love a good discussion. So if you're watching on YouTube, the comments below, just pop them in there and we can have a discussion about things, and what you want to know about me, even ask in the comments below, and I am happy to have a conversation with you guys. But if you're not even watching on YouTube and you're listening on the podcast, head over to our social media accounts and just reach out to me via DM or send me a message. I'm happy to just talk and have conversations and find out more about you and make new friends as well. I'm so excited to be doing this with you guys. And I know that we're going to continue to grow and flourish as individuals and also as a community. So I'm going to try my hardest to just make sure that I am always being consistent and honest with you guys and transparent with you guys. If things aren't going as planned, I will let you know. At the moment, I'm aiming to do a podcast every week, but there might be times where I might miss a week if I haven't had an interview to fill in that week, and I apologize in advance for that, but I will try and make it up to you by getting more interviews done when I can. But yeah, I'm on a journey with you. I'm learning. This is my first ever podcast, so it might be a little bit wonky at first, guys. I'm not gonna lie to you. Editing everything by myself and everything, so just have patience with me as well. But I'm super, super excited that we are here and we are finally live and kicking and like a new rebirthing, and I'm super, super excited. So if you haven't already, subscribe so that you're the first to know when I do post something. And it's going to be on every Friday. So yeah, it'll be posted on Friday, and I'll let you know on Instagram, which is probably the best place to catch us because I will be tracking on Instagram most, but we are on Facebook. And I do have an email as well. All the information is at the end of this video or on our Instagram page. So just feel free to reach out if you need anything or if you want to even talk. And disclaimer, I need to put this in there because I live with people. I try to minimize the noise from other rooms as much as possible, but there might be some times where you might hear someone in the background shouting, or you might hear things being moved around, or you might hear dogs barking from next door. Like, I've tried, guys, I've tried to keep the proofing, the soundproofing to a standard, but sometimes it just didn't work out. But I'm learning how to improve that now. So hopefully after a few episodes, all those like little bits will just disappear, and then you can have you can listen without any distractions. But I'm so excited. I got like I don't know. But yeah. So yeah, I'm so excited for this to go forward. And yes, please, please, please do leave comments and messages, and I will reply to you as soon as I can. If you like the content, share with people you love. Have conversations and discussions with people you love as well. I love a good discussion with someone I like or someone I'm with, so that they can understand. Maybe can like maybe even play it to the boyfriend or the girlfriend and be like, actually, I was listening to this and I thought we could maybe do this differently, or we could think about this. What do you think about this, kind of thing? I'm so happy that it's already out there, and now there's other people's stories for you to get clarity from and get some perspective from as well. So yeah, this is the Love Learns podcast, guys, and I am so grateful for you all. Thank you so much for staying till the very end of this episode. I'm super grateful and can't wait to see all of us flourish in this time. So I will see you guys soon. Take care. Bye.